Hello, my name is Ryandra. In this video, I would like to present a cognitive stylistic and winter by Corbett Harrison. What is cognitive stylistic? Cognitive stylistic is a new area of study, combine cognitive science, psychology, linguistics, and literary studies. Stockwell in 2002 asserted that cognitive stylistic looks at people as cognitive human beings who rely on their background knowledge and experience to understand literary text. That's to say, cognitive stylistic offer important means for the reader to have a clear view of text and context, circumstance and use, knowledge and belief. Can thus be seen as a starting point for reader to understand and appraise how literary context is built. Stockwell in 2016 suggests that when stylisticians explain the notion of style, they mention the textual pattern which is the result of choice made by a writer. So they look at the text as the location of meaning and form that the reader considers as the place where the effect of meaning and emotion happen. He further stresses that language is natural in origin rather than artificial. It is not spirited from human experience, which is substantial to it. Language includes cognition, perception, memory, anticipation, meaning, and emotion. Language description has to include not only habitual pattern of the system, but also flexible imagination to create something unique. Schema theory. Anderson defines schema as an individual collection of background, knowledge, and experience that provide a meaningful interpretation of new information. Rammerhart argues that schema theory study the process of how people combine their word knowledge to the interpretation of text through the process of reorganizing these existing schemes to create a new perspective of the world. Schemata, as Stockwell put it, offer an important means to be used by reader in understanding information which is both explicit and implicit in text. Figures of speech are devices commonly used to convey meaning other than the literal meaning of the words by employing different tropes and rhetorical devices. Karts et al. Notify that figure of speech can be seen as describing something through the use of unusual comparison. This is often done to present ideas and imagination in more entertaining way to make something clearer or to captivate the reader interest. This is the poem String Meeting by Wilfred Owen. So the researcher concentrated on few words from string meeting in terms of schema theory. The interpretation of this poetry necessitates the activation of the word schema, the application of knowledge, and the memory of all events and entities associated with word. The title confides to the reader that this meeting will be more than just a meeting. The first three lines provide a reader with the opportunity to activate their word schema by mentioning words like battle and war, as well as the expectation that the person speaking is a soldier, allowing them to make a sense of all secondary sequence. The reader began to create a concept of the meeting scene between the speaker and whom he had met in the horrible nature as the number of schemata increased rapidly in line 4, 5, 6, and 7. Figure of speech in string meeting. First one is simile. The power of string meetings lie in our use of language rather than in his creation of imagery. Our similes and metaphor in string meeting are not simple and straightforward. In line 8, and the soldier lifts his hand as if to bless. It is possible to read this as a comparison, a simple simile describing the way the hands are raised. However, the whole idea of friendship and forgiveness works against that interpretation. He is in fact literally blessing his killer. The hand raised is if to bless are in fact raised in blessing. Owen describes people of the future as being swift with the swiftness of tigers, giving the impression of speed and violence more terrible than the contemporary war. The next figure of speech is metaphor. Beauty mocks the steady running of the hour in line 20. The mocking nature of beauty is the personification closely linked with the metaphor of time running out. This image comes from an hourglass where sun runs through a waste flash to mark the passage of time. The next is I would have poured out my spirit without stain in line 37. This shows the willingness of the soldier to make sacrifice for the truth. The idea is that the soldier would sacrifice his spirit in the cause of freedom rather than blood. This echoes our personification of war, which results in the stealing of pity. The literal product of this delusion is process is pure spirit. Owen gives us a picture of war being reduced to pity. Man wants to pour out his pity without giving anything back. The last figure of speech is personification. Owen uses personification in string meeting. The pity word is still in line 25. suggests that word is distiller who creates the spirit or essence of beauty. Something which is distilled is said to be purified. It is reduced to its essence. That's my presentation. Thank you for your attention.